Yo, 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 it's your Barbie Can in the building, and if you're watching this, it's because you know the water, we. So, it's something that just, came into my brain, and I was like, let me broadcast it to my dogs, right? I'm going to talk about my experience being in the military as an ENFP. If you don't know what an ENFP is, I would urge you to go on Google, type in, I think it's 16 personalities, and you can find out your MBTI type. I think that's how you say it. So I am an ENFP, which stands for the extroverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving personality, aka campaigner. Now I was watching a video pretty much talking about the worst career choices for an ENFP. And one of them happened to be none other than bingo, you got it, the military. Why is that? It's simply because the military expects its members to adhere to a strict set of rules and pretty much to have no real talk back or pushback about it, right? It has a strict standard protocol, and if you don't adhere to that protocol, you will be punished. Yeah, so I'm in the military as an ENFP, and yes, I will be honest, completely honest, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all, all the way funky. When I first joined in BMT, I remember 2 weeks in, stressed, and when I say stressed, I mean seriously stressed out. I remember sitting in, we were sitting in this smaller room. It was a church. We were having church pretty much, so we were having church of Sunday or whatever, and I was just going through it, man. I was really going through it, just because of the simple fact that, of course, that ENFP in me, and also not wanting to let go of not wanting to let go of being, pretty much, I'm gonna be honest with you, pretty much the life that I was living before, and now having to stick to strict standards, things of that nature. It was a shock to me, and it just stressed me out. Hey, my bad, y'all. I'm sweating too, by the way. I just came back from the gym, man. So yeah, I'm about to be sweated up. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. But anyways, back to the story. I digress. Yeah, so I'm stressed out, right? Because I'm just like, man, it sunk in, right? Within that 2 weeks. The first day, I was cool. 2 weeks in, I'm getting yelled at, all this stuff. You got to make your bed at a certain time. You gotta be in bed at a certain time. You're marching everywhere. You this, that, and the third. It was just stressful. My ENFP brain was just. And by the time 2 weeks came around, I'm in church and I'm just going through it. Everybody's talking about their stories and talking about their experiences so far being in the military, and I'm just going through it. And people could tell, man, I felt like I couldn't handle it. I'm thinking to myself, like, what have I gotten myself into, right? And that's mainly just because of the simple fact that, again, ENFPs are idea generators, primarily speaking. We are more of the creative idealists of the 16 personalities, right? Not the only one, but we are one of the creative idealists. We are more of the free spirits. We are more of the type of people who do not like strict standards or strict rules or deadlines, things of that nature. We are more prone to, not saying that we can't dwell or even thrive in those environments, but it's just that much harder for us because our function, our front facing functions, our extroverted intuition and its extroverted thinking, I believe. So it was really tough. You know what I mean? What was another thing? Now, the military is a lot different from when it was back in the 50s or 60s, right? Back in those days, it was just probably like Full Metal Jacket type situation. Now it's a lot more toned down as far as having more emotional care for the soldiers or airmen or whatever may have you, right? Or I'll talk for me, I'm in the Air Force. It's a lot more, I'm not going to say watered down, but it's a lot more focused on strict standards, but it's also focused on the emotional temperaments of different airmen, so we can have a full, total, healthy force, right? But I still even then I was still just stressed out because I just again, my ENFP brain couldn't wrap its head around the fact that I would have to adhere to all these strict standards and things of that nature. So I thought my world was crumbling, you know what I mean? And I was just stressed out, you know what I mean? But I mean, as time went on, you know what I'm saying, I got better, and I started making friends, and we started to converse about different things we like to do. I love music, other people like music. So it was really dope, you know what I mean? And that NFPs love people by and large, right? So that helped me out. Then once I started getting to know different people and making friends, because again, NFPs love people, and we also make friends easily if we choose to. That started helping me a lot, because I started talking to different people, sharing different interests, likes, dislikes, this, that, and the third. And you know what I'm saying? That started to make me actually happy to be. I was like, oh man, I could do this. I could do this, man. I'm meeting cool people, and it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? We working out together. I love working out. Just to bring some astrology into this. You know what I mean? I have what was it? I have different placements that help me to want to work out and things of that nature. Like, say, for example, I have Aries in my 5th house. So I'm very like, I love working out. I'm a little competitive. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a little competitive, but I just have a lot of pride in myself. I have a lot of pride in my body. I have a lot of pride in just my skin and things of that nature. I like to take care of myself. I'm going to keep it real with you, right? Now, so that was another thing that helped me out. So working out is a big thing in the military. You're going to have to do some type of working out. You're going to have to do what you call the physical PT test, right? Or I said physical PT test. Whoa, PT, physical test. Y'all get what I'm saying? You're going to have to do some type of physical training, right? When you're in BMT, you can't argue against it. You just got to do what you got to do. You're going to do PT every day, and that's what you're going to do. And you're going to do PT test throughout basic training. That's just how it's going to be. And you're going to be doing it once you get out into the actual force, whatever base you go to. Even when you go to tech school, you're going to be doing PT tests and doing PT, this, that, and the third. Then when you get to your base, you're going to be doing PT. So, you know, it might lessen up, but it's going to be high. It's going to be more or less depending on what base you're at, depending on how your leadership is. But by and large, you're going to be working out. You know what I mean? So that helped me so much, being with people, actually getting to know people, getting to work out, things of that nature. That really helped me. And then we would have times when we would sit down with our MTIs. And your MTI is just your military instructor. If you give it, you know what I mean? Your military instructor. We would have these sit downs, and we have these powwows, and you know what I mean? Things get a little bit emotional. You know what I'm saying? NFPs, we love emotions. I love emotions. I love to I could do the work on my emotions and work to feel through them, you know what I mean, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? I have different placements that make it a little bit challenging sometimes to be all the way feeling my emotions, but I do love emotions, right? I'm ENFP, right? And we got to share our emotions. And that was a real cool deal to just be able to open up a little bit amongst my peers within when I was in BMT, amongst my flight. So that was really cool, you know what I mean? I'm not saying we were all kumbaya all the time, you know what I'm saying? We had our arguing phase and all that, you know what I mean? You have these different personalities coming together from different places, regions, whatever. You bound to have arguments and issues, but we started to come a little bit more together just because we understood that, hey, listen, this is what we're part of, and we signed on the dotted line. Nobody told us that we had to do this. We volunteered for it. We raised our right hand. We're going to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. I like that part, the feeling. I liked the main things I liked was really the camaraderie, talking to different people, being able to work out, and being able to be emotionally vulnerable to a certain extent with people. I think that was really cool, and that really helped me out. You know what I mean? Even with me going to tech school, it just spilled over, and it just helped me a lot more. Now, even today in this day and age now, like me currently in the military, I've been in the military for upwards of around 9 years now, almost 9 years. And I will tell you that I still sometimes struggle with the day-to-day tasks sometimes, because they can get boring and monotonous. You're in the military, you have a specific job that you have to do. Sometimes the tasks just get tedious. You're doing it every single day. You're just kind of sometimes you just feel like you're kind of just doing busy work. You know what I mean? And it could feel, if you are more of an idealistic type within the 16 personalities, this can be a tough thing for you, especially NFPs. We thrive on, again, idea generation. We thrive on new ideas. We thrive on being excited for the next thing to come. We have broad reaching ideas and thoughts, you know what I mean? So it's tough for us to turn that off and just focus on monotonous work, though it's very necessary, not just in the military, but in your life in general. If you want to make it, you want to make something out of yourself, right? Which points to another thing. We are extroverted intuitives, extroverted thinking, introverted feeling, then introverted sensing. Now that introverted sensing is the part of you that is thinking more practical. ENFPs, that's more of our inferior function. We are more concerned with the extroverted intuition, different thoughts about the future, different possibilities, things of that nature. We get excited about it. Extroverted thinking, we want to bring those ideas into fruition, so we speak it. So say, for example, I'm at work and I'm bored. I may have, or an ENFP may be at work and they're bored, and then they're doing boring, monotonous work. And then all of a sudden they have this idea of, you know what, I want to go to a carnival this weekend. I just want to try something new. We're very spontaneous, right? By and large. You know what? And then they may say that out loud. Hey, man, you know what? I don't know why other people don't like going to carnivals. I love going out getting on roller coasters. I wonder what kind of roller coasters they have in this area, and this, that, and the third. See, so it's more of a that's more of our realm. Now, a lot of challenges. One of the challenges we may face is, again, dealing with that inferior function. So that introverted sensing is telling us, hey, you still need to focus on this monotonous work, because this is going to you need to get this work done, because, or in my specific situation, you need to get this work done because this is what you have for your task for the day. If you don't get this done, you risk your whole. A lot of times too, this in the military, if you don't get things done throughout the week, you risk having to work overtime. You risk having to work, because again, this is a career. This is not a 9 to 5 no more. You are working. You risk working after longer hours, or working during the weekend and longer hours, or a mix. You know what I mean? So get your stuff done, right? So that's the introverted sensing. It's like, okay, you can still go to the carnival this weekend. Keep that idea in there, so you can it'll help you to have something to look forward to while you're doing this monotonous work. But you have to engage that introverted sensing function, or you will be just and just be running around like a fairy, you know what I'm saying? And just and acting like things are supposed to be handed to you, and just life is just like a fairy tale all the time. And the truth is, that's the thing that ENFPs got to understand. Life is not a fairy tale. Life is not all just happy games and yay, we're floating. No, it's not all like that sometimes. And I'm not saying all ENFPs are just like that. Like, yeah, ENFPs are very, very intelligent people. They can get down to work. And when they get focused on something, if they have their emotions invested into something, that introverted feeling invested into something, there's no boundaries. No boundaries. Nothing can stop them. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, going into a little bit more astrology, I am a Scorpio rising. So, Scorpio risings can do good in the military. Because we have that eye for detail. We can see straight through to a thing, and we are focused on that thing, and we can see down to the truth of the matter. So that can help you with being a better leader, so you can see into the real roots of issues between people or in situations, or you can understand psychologically what that person is about, so you can know to stay away from that person, or you can know or this may be an airman that you have. If you're a supervisor, once you become a supervisor, you'll see that, hey, listen, this airman psychologically is just going through a lot of things, a lot of trauma in their lives, as we all have. But this airman is going through a lot of trauma in their life. So I'm gonna have to be careful about how I talk to him or her, because it's different temperaments. Scorpio does really well with that, being intuitive and understanding different people's emotions, and understanding also people's hidden thoughts and things of that nature. So that will help you be a better leader. And that has definitely helped me be just a better person in general. You know what I mean? But the military does help me to know who to hang out with and who not to hang out with. You know what I mean? What's another thing? So my midheaven, if I'm not mistaken, is smack dab in my 10th house, which is the house of career, right? Your vocation, whatever you choose to do for work. So my Virgo midheaven also is a great position for the military because I'm a very analytical person. I get things done and I get things done efficiently. And I didn't understand that about myself because I wasn't. First of all, I didn't even understand I wasn't even into astrology when I first got in the military. I was more of just focused on, you know what I mean, just kind of just going through the motions and like, oh, I don't want to be in the military. I don't like that. They're putting me through all these strict standards and this, that, and the third. I want to get out, right? ENFP problems, right? Or challenges, whatever you want to call it. But as I read my birth chart many times, I realized that, yeah, that Virgo midheaven actually helps me a lot. I have a Virgo midheavens have a natural eye for detail and analytics. We are natural helpers of people, but we also can become fanatical about work if we're not careful. You know what I mean? So though we love work and we love getting things done and we're very efficient, that could become an issue if we can become addicted to work, right? So that's one thing I have to be careful of and understanding of with myself. I also what else do I have in I'm gonna tell y'all one more placement too. I can't give y'all all the soup. My Mars is in Libra as well, which is also in my 10th house. So I'm able to bridge the gap between in social interactions and situations, and I'm able to work my way up the ladder in a balanced way, right? Libras are all about balance. It's the house of partnership. It rules the 7th house. So this is more about building relationships, building those having those positive interactions between people, being a mediator. That also helps you to be a better leader. Not only a better leader, but a better teammate in general, because when you're in the military, you're going to be assigned to a team. You know what I mean? At my place, in my case in the Air Force, you are in a group dynamic 9 times out of 10, majority of the time. And you have to be able to be willing to work with people. So Libra is a perfect placement for that. You can bridge the gaps between maybe people who have issues. You can understand social dynamics a little bit better than other people. And you also go about your career in a balanced and respectable and fair way. And that helps you with being a leader. You know what I mean? What else? Yeah, so with all these placements, these different placements I told you guys about, I mean, it's still like I said, it comes with their challenges, because at the end of the day, my personality type is still more of the ENFP personality type, right? It's the ENFP, theoretically, in theory, is not suited for the military. Luckily, I have placements that help me to be better suited for the military, and I genuinely believe that I am in the military to make a positive impact on the military, in a spiritual sense, not only in a spiritual sense, but a way to bridge emotions, a way to bridge emotional intelligence along with efficiency in getting things done. Because I am focused on, I like both, and I am about emotions and I'm about love and all that stuff like that, but there's logic that has to be implemented. And that's another thing that's helped me in the military, to focus on balloons that fly and ones that are held down by weights. I don't know if I said that saying right, but you get what I'm saying. Some of your ideas are just not going to work. And that's not just in the military, that's just period. But if you do have an idea that you know is going to work, you have to take pragmatic steps to get that done. You have to be practical about it too. You can't be thinking that thing is just going to happen overnight. That's not how it works. That's not how life works, right? Especially when you look in the military, there are certain systems set in place that you have to follow, certain protocols and things of that nature to get different things enacted. You know what I mean? So that's helped me with my as far as responsibility is concerned, as far as being efficient when I'm doing things, as far as learning to work with a team. I've always been good with that. Again, the ENFP, I've always made friends for the most part. For most part of my life, I've always made friends easily. I've always those things. I've always done good with those things, but it's still tough sometimes. It's still tough sometimes because you want to be And again, the military is opening up, and I would say this Air Force is opening up, so it's opening up its doors for more innovation, more things of that nature. More and more, they want more airmen to come out and be innovative. They want more airmen to come out and lead things and help to advance the military on in the emotional realm, things of that nature. So much, not just emotions and not just the emotionality of the situation, but more about the practicality of the situation too. It's about raising people up as far as the Air Force is concerned. I don't know about other branches, so I can't intelligently speak on those, but the Air Force, they want to raise airmen up to be mentally as well as emotionally prepared. You know what I mean? So I think that's really dope. That's helped me out a lot. I'm still learning every day to be more responsible, to be more efficient in the way I do things, but to not become a robot. That's the thing. With ENFPs, if you're inside of any career that is more about adhering to strict rules and things of that nature, you got to understand that don't let yourself become a robot. Now, other personality types, like say, for example, like a ESTJ. The ESTJ might be more cool with being in that type of role. Not necessarily saying ESTJs are robots, because any personality type can be very inspirational and this, that, and the third. But understand that it's okay to keep that childlike. Matter of fact, it's not just okay, but it's imperative that you keep that childlike energy that you have about your personality alive, because the minute you lose that, it's just that much harder to get it back. You know what I mean? Once you lose it, it's tough to get back. It may take years to get back because you've been suppressing it down. So don't lose who you are at your base, at your root. You know what I mean? Don't lose who you are at a rudimentary level. Keep that soul fresh, because that's what's gonna make you a millionaire. That's what's going to help you change lives. That's what's going to help you be more innovative. So wherever you are in your job, understand that you are very much needed and you are very much appreciated. A lot of ENFPs going to work for themselves. That's another thing. It's just having that responsibility, having that understanding that you have to take practical steps, and the world doesn't owe you anything. A lot of times I feel like ENFPs may think, oh, I'm special on a almost unconscious level. I'm special. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm all these things, and you may be very well all those things. ENFPs are amazing. I'm a little biased, but ENFPs are amazing. But you have to take pragmatic steps, practical steps towards your goals, so you can get things done. You can have everything you want. You can inspire so many people just by you being you. If you want to work for yourself, but take the practical steps necessary. You know what I mean? If you have ideas, understand that every idea ain't gonna work, but a lot may work. And remember, this is another thing. If I had to sum up ENFPs in one sentence, I'm gonna say this. I'd say this. I don't care where you're working at. I don't care what you're doing at this present moment. All you have to do is be right one time. Made it. I'm going to leave it there. I love y'all so much. It's your boy, RB Can. Now, building, if you're watching this, it's because you're not a peewee. Something different. I just felt this on my heart to say. ENFP in the military. It's tough, but it's building me into a better person every single day. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah, I love you. Y'all keep going. Remember, you ain't got to fix nothing about yourself, because you were never broken. Heal. Feel that thing to heal that thing. I love you so much. Let's go. Yeah.